Hello and welcome to the video to help you be a buyer for Sales in the Swamp. My name is Dennis D. Pasquale. You probably call me Dr. D in class. And this?
I'm Jason Meaden.
Jason's our incoming sales team captain for the next semester, and he's been through a number of sales role plays through these competitions. And we're here to help you understand what you should or should not do as a buyer. Remember, your goal of a buyer is to basically act as a good foil to the seller. In this situation, you want to be as consistent as possible from seller to seller to seller. So if you do some quirk early on, make sure you continue to do that quirk as you're going through to add to the consistency. The difficulty you use in your first role play should be the same difficulty in your last role play. Judges are asked to reach out to me if they feel that you're being more difficult or less difficult based on the person. So if you do know someone, be careful that you give them the same treatment that you've given everyone else. For this role play, you should come in business casual attire. Primarily, we want you to look the part, basically. So a collared shirt, jeans, and decent shoes are probably good enough. You see how Jason's dressed? Please don't come like that. Now, of course, I didn't tell Jason how to dress for this, so that's why he's in his casual attire. I intentionally did that so I had an example of what might be too casual for this role play. Your sellers are likely to be in business attire, and it might make them uncomfortable if you're not at least closely dressed to the way they happen to be dressed. That being said, what you're going to do is you're going to arrive 45 minutes to an hour before the round begins. The room captain will spend some time working with you to make sure that you understand the buyer insights and to see if you have any questions. He'll also be seating you into your room. You will need to use your laptop for this. If for some reason you do not have a laptop, we'll see if someone who's a backup buyer can lend you one, or we will have some backup computers. But please bring your laptop and don't forget the charger. In terms of camera and microphone, we actually have separate cameras and microphones for you to use. So if your camera or your microphone tends to be glitchy or broken, don't worry about it. You see that we're using this here as a microphone, and the camera is up on the TV here in the study room. We also have adapters if you have a MacBook to convert from USB-A to USB-C. So we hopefully will be completely ready for you. If not, don't worry, we do have some backups, but again, please make sure that you come as prepared as possible.
When you get into your room and once you get settled, you're going to need to start a Zoom meeting. So start up Zoom, log in, and start that new meeting. Now in this case, it's going with the camera that is properly attached. But what you want to do is make sure that the USB Live camera is chosen. That is the camera that should be on the monitor. It is a wide-angle camera designed to collect more of the view so that the judges can see as much as possible. And then under the microphone, choose the SimTech microphone. That is designed to get the best audio from the room. At that point, you're going to want to copy the meeting invite and go over to the room matrix that was sent to you before the Sales in the Swamp competition. Head over to whatever room you happen to be, so I'll just do this in room 1. Right-click and choose Insert Link and paste that link in there and click Apply. At that point, the link has been copied and all of the judges can use that link to join your meeting room. Try to make sure that you have no password on that.
When you arrive, you'll receive paper version of the buyer's insights. Now, you were sent sample buyer's insights so you understand what they might look like, but it's important to read through them so you understand how you're going to play your role. Early part of the buyer's insight will include what your name happens to be, and we tend to use gender-neutral names so that the person isn't surprised if they thought it was a male and it's a female or vice versa. Additionally, there'll be a personality description at the top. And we want to make sure that you're playing that personality well. We usually put it in the terms of the DISC profile. Sometimes it might not be like that. So for example, if Jason's buyer insight suggested that he was warm and friendly and bubbly, that's the role he's going to play throughout the role play. So when I ask him a rapport question, he'll respond with that style. Jason, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing
Oh,
today?
fantastic. Thank you. You having a great day?
It's been fantastic, a little bit easier, but it's been a little busy this week, as you could imagine.
Excellent. So you see how he played a warm, friendly individual. Now, it could say that he doesn't like small talk and he doesn't really like rapport and he's blunt but still not rude. See how that might look. Jason, great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
All right. You having a good day?
It's been a little busy so far.
All right. Well, I don't want to waste your time, so let's get right to it.
Got it?
So of course, the idea there is we want you, the seller, we want the seller to respond appropriately to the personality that was put out. And of course, the judges will be looking for that. As you're looking through, you'll find various goals, implications, and problems that they have to be going through. We don't want you to give all of that information out at once. For example, here's what you should not do if you're trying to assess the goals of Jason's organization. Jason, great. Thanks for some of that information. I'd like to hear a little bit more about your goals this year.
Got it. Well, our goals currently are to increase our revenue by around 25%, which should be $20 to $30 million. And we're looking to do that by the end of the year.
Okay. So the problem there is that Jason basically dumped all the information that it's my responsibility as a seller to really probe for. So as a buyer, you want to make sure that you're giving the seller the opportunity to probe for more information. That is something that will score better for the person that learns how to probe for that information. So this is probably a better way of responding, and you're going to see how a seller is supposed to respond to these types of questions. Jason, can you tell me a little bit about your goals this year?
Got it. Our main goal right now is to increase our revenue.
Okay, and about how much are you looking to increase that by?
We're looking for around 25%.
25%, and what are your revenues now? Where are you looking to put that goal in terms of hard numbers?
We're looking for that increase to be around 20 to 30 million.
Okay. So now I have an opportunity to convert that hard number as a seller into a return on investment, and it demonstrates to the judges that I'm aware of how to probe for deeper issues within all of the questioning. So you'll see that not just with the situation question that I asked with revenue, but it could also be with problem questions. You don't want to give the implication of the problems out right away. So Jason, I understand you're looking to grow by about 25%. What are you doing with that?
Right now, we're looking to put that revenue into some product development.
Okay. And how are you going to use that product development? What are you going to be working on?
We're currently working on some AI products that we're looking to incorporate.
Okay. And what are some of your challenges with that?
Right now, we're having a hard time finding some research on how to create this product and how to get it out in the market.
Okay. And if you can't find that research, what's that going to mean for you?
It could mean the delay of this product, which ultimately could mean less revenues for us in the future.
Okay. But if you did have that research and fantastic research, what would that mean for you?
I think it could be the difference of getting this product out on time. So that would be very helpful.
So that's an example of how Jason was performing the role well. Watch and see how an information dump works. And this is what you don't want to do again. So Jason, how are you looking to get to that 25%?
Currently, we're trying to put out this new product. It's an AI product, and we're having a really tough time right now researching this. And if we don't find a way to get some better research, then we don't see ourselves hitting this end of year timeline.
So as you can see, it didn't give me the opportunity to show that I understand to ask for implication and need payoff questions, and the judges aren't going to know how to score that. So either that would make it very easy for the judges to give me a high score, or very hard to say that I was able to demonstrate that. So we want to make sure that you look carefully at the script, and you will be given that printed script, and you can make as many notes on it as possible so that you understand when you're supposed to pause. You'll often see only if they ask, do you say this? This is going to be especially important when it comes to handing out objections, to make sure that they truly understand how to LADAC that objection, as we've discussed in class, really discover that objection. So Jason, did I forget anything?
No, I think that covers everything. Just again, to stress the point that Dr. D brought up earlier, if you do something in the first round, make sure to stay consistent with that throughout every single round. So if you accidents happen to everyone, if you accidentally just bring up a little too much information from a first question, that's fine. Just make sure that you're doing that for everyone afterwards. So just stay consistent throughout the rounds. That's one of the biggest things to do.
And if you happen to be a student in sales management or even professional selling as you're going through this experience, think about how you have to hold that information back. This is what buyers and sellers are actually going through in the real world. And learning how to do this is extremely important. And that's what this role play can teach you. And that's what you can learn as a buyer, how multi-layered some of these issues can be that you have to discover as a salesperson. So again, thank you for being a buyer for Sales in the Swamp. And hey, Jason, thank you very much for coming out here.
Thank you, and thank you guys again. Seriously, we couldn't do it without the help of you as buyers, so we really appreciate it.
And I'm sure our competitors are grateful as well. See you there.
See you there.